Okay. I think we're pretty set to go. Right, so we just came out of the hallway after solving the puzzle in that room where we had to slide the mosaic together. Is that the right way to describe that puzzle? And I was like, it was the parts of the painting that we had to put together. And then we discussed like what the painting was. It was a dog, but some people saw other things. It was related to also another picture of a woman and an experiment that was run in Britain. We've solved that puzzle. We left. We have Lotus, Santa, June with us, and that is our group. We are good to go. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
I have butterscotch over here.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
Alright, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. Hello, Mouse. It's so nice to have you. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until, at last, she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
But don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B-deck.
before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map
Let
away.
me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
See? Look.
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
With her finger, Lotus traced the path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to
Thanks.
Junpei. He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
Alright, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
Real as fuck. Okay. Right, we need a code for this. Nothing useful. We got pots and pans. What kind of an idiot are you? Just a joke. Why so serious? Junpei as Joker confirmed? Voucher. Appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. I probably will need to remember that. Oh, it's the different plates. They're for plates for appetizers. Appetizers usually come on square plates? I didn't know that. Well, excuse me, princess. Damn, I didn't realize this game was chock full of so many references. 10 of them. They look like hats. Soup plates. I mean that way so the soup doesn't spill. What makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something real? 15 plates. Seafood plates, 15 of them. Those plates are for serving meat. That is wild. I wouldn't have known all that. The voucher... Soup A, meat dish 10, seafood dish F. So I think A and F are gonna be something we need later in the puzzle. And with soup, I think there was 15 plates? 16 meat, 10 soup, 15 seafood. Hexadecimal. Oh, right! It's explaining the code for the hexadecimal. Okay. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12. Right, okay. Okay, right. Nine plus F would... Okay, so they're gonna do it for me. Perfect. Oh my god, we got cheese! Little green bottle. We've got oil. Look at all this fucking cheese! It's Gouda. Gouda cheese is so good. I love Gouda. Dude, I would eat so much cheese. I would be taking some with me. I would be walking around this ship with a thing of cheese and everyone would be like, why do you have that? And I'd be like, because I'm stressed and I want to eat some Gouda cheese. I would keep that shit with me all the fucking time. You can get a knife.
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
The knife seems important, Junpei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use this way.
It's futile.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh.
She's so like... Her energy's whack right here.
Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason, really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
She wasn't making much sense. Junpei tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the sinking of the Titanic before it actually sank.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank.
We are so back. Morphonia, do you see all this cheese back here? Dude, you wouldn't be able to get me out of here. I would be eating
What?
so much fucking cheese.
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but
Happy New Year, welcome back. It's 2026 now.
the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
Yeah,
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
a hoax?
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Surprised by Junpei's response, June seemed rather taken aback.
Really?
Really? There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
For a moment, June looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. With no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him, alarmed.
But, that wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
It wasn't?
Yep. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, two ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but
How are things going, Morphonia?
I'm pretty sure
Having
it
a
wasn't
good day?
too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that. But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
Oh, you're gonna write something today. Is it gonna be automatic writing? Are you gonna be possessed and something else will write it all out for you?
But Jumpy, you said you believe in curses.
Come on, that's totally different. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
Oh.
Whoa, guys, what could that even mean?
What are you smoking?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad. It's not like it's what we're doing right now, right this moment. Junpei smiled uncomfortably.
Why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But
Her voice trailed off, and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Sorry, I had to burp there. Excuse me. Now we have a knife. Look, now we can get the knife ending. What? Knife ending? Look at all this fucking cheese! I want some fucking cheese, man. This game is making me want cheese. I want to go to the store and buy cheese right now. Okay. Isn't there somewhere I can sharpen my knife? So, hold on. We're using hexadecimal, right? Nine, 10, 9, 10. No, wait. So 9, 10, 15, 16. Is that going to be the password? I honestly can't remember. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. For sure. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm gonna do. Too many numbers. Too many numbers. Okay, but what if it's... There's something here I'm missing. It's this door. Bolt is rusted in place, it won't budge. Put some oil on it. Yeah, let's go. Nonary, okay. I'm solving puzzle right now. I need you to rewind there to when we pick up the knife in a box. It was like a few minutes ago. Here, actually, I'll be able to actually look at this for you real quickly. Go back. Go back like 8 minutes ago. Go back like 8 minutes ago. Watch that cutscene. Come back to the present. You should have that information. I can guarantee you I won't have solved the puzzle yet. We're so smart. As Junpei walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms into a tight cross. His arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
A freezer? I don't know what those are. Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
oh, whoa, it's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth
Huh?
when the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed
No!
to the door.
Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold, beyond cold. Merely touching
The
it was
knob's
painful.
frozen!
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had
It
ruptured.
looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water had released by the rupture that had hit the door and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right?
She wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. Like, if you say so. Hold on.
Damn. Then the grunting ceased, and they could hear light panting, as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Oh,
God damn it.
Sano was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes on of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out.
How did I win something from the game? Is the model too big? Alright, I have to check this out. Is my model too big? Or was it from a bomb? I think so.
If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to another and began to search. Okay. Frozen meat. Got a chunk of pork. Dry ice. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeves as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her, dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off.
June is mean for real.
Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yes, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around. Junpei pulled
Come
himself.
on, guys. Don't you think that I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first?
Sano was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei... It did seem right.
It is kind of weird.
June
But
answered.
it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure.
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees, so why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
June replied with an answer that stunned both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Thanks. I've had the hair for a while now. Nice to see you, Teacup. We need to get the cheese ending. Yes, you know about the Titanic, and you know about automatic possession, which may or may not be what we are doing as Junpei. And the cheese. Oh my god, there's so much cheese. So we got locked in this freezer, and we need to figure out how to break this ice off the doorknob so we can get back to the rest of the puzzle. But right now we're discussing, dry ice. Water that freezes at 96 degrees. And now we're discussing this. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up by rubbing his hands and stamping his feet, and then the question
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So, you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here,
Nonary
think of
ice.
it like
Yeah.
diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
She wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it.
This is another important scene to be... Yeah, I know this isn't real. A lot of this shit isn't real. Like, Ice 9 is not real. We're going... It's blending science fiction and shit. We talked about dry ice, and now we're talking about a made-up thing.
But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds.
Am I wrong? That's okay.
Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance.
I just gotta take
With a seed
everything this
crystal,
game gives me with
further
like a grain of
crystallization of
salt.
glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is, all glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like... how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
For real, really. No, they're really just like, we're dying and freezing to death, but isn't ice so interesting?
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
To his surprise, it was Santa and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here
Yeah.
pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So serious, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland. I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa hates everything. Like, I know Mouse said that Junpei is a hater. Santa's far more of a hater. Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Well, don't freeze to death, Teacup. How are you supposed to be there for when I finish Chibi Robo if you're frozen? Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Right, okay. That was important. Water bottle. Sturdy rope. I'm so happy we actually have a cursor. We can do the puzzle in like a reasonable fashion without I need to get like 2 pixels to the right. Okay, so I think we do use the dry ice here. Didn't you find some dry ice earlier? There's warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We gotta break the ice. Oh, okay, so I do just have to keep clicking on the door, I guess. Or do I still need to crush it? I think I used the chicken, yeah, to break the ice down. And then we just get rid of the chicken. I love that we just pick up this chicken and we use it like a hammer. And then we just toss it aside. So let's combine this and that, right? Water's dripping from this pipe. Looks like the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze it in place. Oh, right. Water bottle bomb. Warm water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a
You know
little
what sucks?
tap.
We haven't seen Scarlet in forever. Where is Scarlet? When I finished the cat lady. Yeah, I know.
Bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock.
Junpei looked down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunk he'd crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
I do too. I don't know what happened. I feel like I didn't really get the chance to talk to her.
Ah,
She just
some
kind of
dry
disappeared.
ice, huh? Not a bad...
It was pretty good size, about as big as a pool ball.
All right, guys, stand back.
I'm really disappointed we didn't get to see them, like, show up in this Discord. I just hope that, like, Pixie didn't say something mean to her. Because I know she was sensitive. Both Santa and June looked at them with new
Where
concern.
exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door to the small cellar.
Come on, get inside, quick.
Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
All right, here I go. 3, 4, 5.
3, 4,
Counting the
5.
wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That's
That
wild.
is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. All right, for real this time.
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
All right, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the trunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door, is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes. All right, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot!
He proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself off the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward
What
her.
were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die.
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It was true. There wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei
Fine.
gritted his teeth.
But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's
If
closure.
she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Nosorian, what have you been up to?
Hmm?
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back toward Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Okay. It's grill time. Trying to remember what my... It's this. Okay. What are you doing? Right, I gotta sharpen the knife. So that brings us back to this problem. I think we have... I guess those aren't. There's definitely something to do this. Haha, here we go. C plus 10 plus F. 10, 11, 12 plus 16 plus 15. I know how to do this. This 12? Do I have to just do the math? 12. 15 plus 16 is 31, and then 12 is 43. Overthinking everything. Okay, now we get to open this. Got the Saturn key card. And I think that's it. I think we're home free. Where's the... Alright. Onward with the story. I've got butterscotch over here.
I think we've been here before.
Well, I'm sorry you had to deal with that, my friend. That shit's always frustrating. But at least you've got some silly little people you can come hang out with. A metal grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were two elevators, the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move.
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes. Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D. First, A and B.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah, there were 2 doors. But they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Now, route C.
This goes all the way to the main staircase.
This is the casino room. We actually did this puzzle in the last timeline.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed. But it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then that means...
All 4 look at the map. They all look down at the stairs. It's lazy curve leading down deeper into the
Route
ship.
D, then.
D it.
Yup, Route D.
Then we're set.
They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The water gazed back at them. Its smooth surface like a
At least the
great
water
mirror.
level hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs, just like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different. See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange mark.
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
Huh?
He makes the same joke.
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it. That seems like... Oh, ouch, 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 ouch!
Lotus had taken a hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming
What
from
was
her
that
throat.
about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol. The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever.
Santa, you're wild.
If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
How about this hallway on the left?
Whoa, there's so many doors.
They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later. Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To the right was a small
And now
hallway.
the right hallway.
It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led towards the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it
It isn't
move.
locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found an unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattress.
Is this a hospital?
He had at last been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned with large, single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Why is the second door blank? That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed towards the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8.
Oh, it's no use.
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the Nonary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing on it.
right?
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
It's not responding.
All 4 took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever and still it did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't the only red for the door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
What does it mean?
I knew it. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment that they heard a voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
They spun around to see,
Snake!
but it was more than just Snake.
Ace! Clover! 7!
Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they bumped into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How did you end up here?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd end up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. No, thought Junpei. No, hold on. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Brad's thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died, but they were still alive. And that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy. Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished. Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he
Okay,
spoke.
let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
Bunter. Bunter. He's such a happy little boy. You gonna go now? Are you gonna go now? He's like, why did you pick me up, Mom? I wanna lay down.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
He's a little demon prince.
So you went and had a look?
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Why don't we check those 3 reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was Seven who answered with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked confused. So did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brow for a moment, then began to
The
explain.
Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down. Just pay attention.
At least Lotus is interested.
What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured.
Making an assumption.
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
sounds like the architect of all this. Who?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Lord Gorbane. 7.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Junpei he felt legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Everyone else, however, seemed unimpressed. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah.
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Everyone nodded.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
What?
Then, almost as if to save Junpei from further embarrassment. Lord Gorbane. I see. So you think Lord Gorbane is who's Zero?
Well,
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Haven't we already deduced that Zero has to be one of us? So that would imply that one of us is Lord Gorbane. Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. 12.
It's midnight.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
we don't have any time to screw around. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Her earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratched his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
All right, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side. Moving
We'll all
from
meet up
forward
when the
to
clock
aft.
goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah. Sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
The details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, Bunter. From far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door numbered 8, or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately, he knew its shape.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their
What the
mouths shut.
hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lois frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know.
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open at the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other two?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other two boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
None.
Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room for a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
You got 9 guesses of what I play. Alright, we'll lay them out. Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
The words were barely out of her mouth, and she began.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out for her, but he was too slow. In this game, favorite character? Probably Clover. Clover is wild. I like her outfit. I like her hair.
Well, that didn't work.
She's a fun character.
Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
It's between her